Hi there. So today I'm going to be talking about what's currently happening in the Nigeria Stock Exchange, what's happening now, and what is causing these things to happen. If you have any knowledge of the Nigeria Stock Exchange, you will notice that most of the stocks are rallying. Most of the company they are rallying, they are turning up profit, they are going higher and higher. Many of them are hitting their all-time highs. The Nigeria stock exchange is actually outpacing some international or actually outpacing some international markets. So you might ask, what's causing this rally? What's going on? What's happening? To answer that question, I will have to go back to our fundamentals. What is causing this surge in price, this rallying of different company in different sector, why they are all going high? The banking sector is rallying, the health sector rallying, the food sector. In fact, all of them are just rallying. The ones that are not doing well, they are very few. Most of the company they are doing very well, exceedingly well. So what's causing this? So like I said, we'll go back to the fundamentals. There are macroeconomic events that is causing all these stocks to rally. So if you do your research, you will notice that for the third time this year, the Nigeria Central Bank has agreed to keep the monetary policy rate at 27.5% for the third time this year. Now, what does that tell you? It shows that there is stability. For those of you who don't know what monetary policy rate is, it's like interest rate. It is the money, the benchmark that the central bank has set for commercial bank to be giving out loan. So it should not exceed that particular rate, which is 27.5%. Now look at it this way. If your savings account, if you are receiving interest rate, that is your interest rate on a yearly basis, your return on investment in your savings account is 5% to 6%. That is the gain you get at the end of each year. Now, we are saying that the monetary policy rate is 27%. Now, imagine if you are getting 20% to 25% on your investment every year. Is that not, does that not make sense? So, it's a good investment, unlike those people that are keeping their money, they don't want to invest, or maybe they don't know about investment, they are keeping their money in the banks as savings account. That money is not yielding anything. So it is wiser for you to remove that money and then invest it properly in a good company. Another fundamental event that is causing this company to rally is the stability in inflation as at 2025, that is this year. The inflation rate has been stable. Early in 2024, inflation rate surged up to 40%. That is the price of goods. The thing skyrocketed up to 40%. But as at now, the inflation rate has reduced to 22%, and then the federal government is keeping it at that level. So that also shows stability, that the rate of inflation is not rising anytime soon, and that has caused a positive boost to this company, and it's making them to rally. There are other fundamental factors that are making this company to rally. Some of them are like the banking sector. Most of the banks, not all the banks, most of the banks, they've raised money. They've raised millions of naira, and that one adds to boost investors' confidence on Nigeria's economy. So we are actually doing well this period. But one thing you need to know is that now that all the most of the companies they are doing well, they are rallying, their prices are up. As an investor, how do you now buy these stocks? Or when do you now buy this stock? Because our basic knowledge of investing or trading in the market is that you should buy stock when the price are low and then sell them where the price are high. But now almost all the companies, their prices are high. So the question is, should we buy now hoping that they will continue to rally, or should we wait for them to pull back before we buy? Now this is where technical analysis comes in. So before you buy any stock, you have to do your technical analysis very well. You have to know if those stocks that are rallying are reaching a strong resistance zone, because if they are reaching a strong resistance zone, it's not advisable for you to buy that stock. You have to wait for a pullback, a drawback, before you buy them. So you have to do your technical analysis, you have to check the zones, and make sure you have a proper entry point. So these past few weeks, I've been looking for a stock to buy. I've been doing my research, checking companies' financial reports, going through some of the companies that are in my watch list. So I've been digging and digging and digging. Now, what you need to know about these companies is that you have to go through a lot of research. You have to go through a lot of things, a lot of checklists for you to know a company to buy. Some of the company might be doing very well. They might be rallying now in the stock exchange, but maybe what is driving this their rallying is because of over leverage. They might have borrowed a lot of money that is boosting their operation. So now you have to look for things like your debt to equity ratio. If a company is over leveraged, it's not wise for you to buy into that company, because long term they might not be able to service those loans, those money that they've borrowed. Though some may have borrowed money, but they have enough money set aside to do or to service those loans. So you have to check all these things to make sure that you are right on point, that you are not missing out in anything. Then other things that you need to check for before buying into a company stock, or before buying a company share, you have to check their financial cost. You have to check their financial cost, and then you have to check their earning per share, how much they earn per share. And then there are other things. You have to check their revenue, in their average revenue from the past, let's say 5 to 10 years, if they're actually doing well year in year out. So these are some of the things. There are lots of other things you need to check for before finally buy a company's share. So I was doing this thing, I was doing my research, dotting my i's and crossing my t's. I was not seeing any stock to buy, because though there are stocks to buy, but because of the rally that most of them are rallying, I'm not seeing anyone to buy currently, because I have to wait for those ones to pull back so that I will get in at a very fair price. So, and some of them are also overvalued. You need to know when a company is overvalued, so their price are very very high. So it's not good for you to buy those kind of company. You have to buy a company that is undervalued for you to get a favorable return. So I was doing all this research, and I finally find a company that checked all my checklist. They ticked all the boxes. This particular company, it ticked all the boxes. And the company is no other company than Honeywell Floor. Is in the food industry. And one thing about this company, especially in the food sector, food is something that you are always going to buy. And Honeywell flour is something that you are using on a daily basis. Those that are baking, they are using it. So it's something that you need. Is a necessity. You must buy. Even if this company raises their price, you are still going to buy this stock, because it's something that you need. So there are no this kind of stock, they are not going down anytime soon. Honeywell is currently selling at 27 naira per share. That's what it's currently selling at now. If you go to your trading view, you will see that there. If you look at the chart, you will notice that they've already pulled back. and then they've given sign that the thing is will continue to rally. So now is the best time to buy the share. If you are waiting for it for it to pull back to, let's say, 20 naira, or let's say 19 naira, it may not happen. So it's best you get in on it right now at 27 naira per share. So that's more money. I will advise you to, if you are planning on investing, I will recommend that you invest in Honeywell floor. So I've actually bought some, and the current value of the stock is very undervalued. So there is possibility that the stock will continue to grow and grow. So that's what I have for you today. And if you are planning to buy this Honeywell stock, you can message me. I'll drop my number in the description box, so you can message me and I will give you a step-by-step guide on how you can be able to do this without making any form of mistake. So that's it for now. I'll see you next time. Bye.